I'm in my foul weather gear. Our pockets are stuffed with all the gear we can put in them. I went into the water. My PFD did not inflate. I'm starting to sink. And I think I'm drowning.
We were going to row this small boat, we call it the Nimbus. It's a rowboat with 2 seats and 2 little cabins across the Atlantic Ocean. And each member of the crew was raising money for various charities. Our goal was to leave Boston, and hopefully in about 45 days we'd land in London. We have all our food on the boat, we have a water maker on the boat, so everything's all self-contained. We left from Winthrop actually on June 2nd, and within 8 hours we already started having problems. We have a transponder on the boat that lets people know where we are. And these things are supposed to last forever, and ours lasted 8 hours. I noticed my seat started to get a little of a wobble. The seat rolls on essentially rollerblade wheels. So we replaced the wheel, and then we took off again. Day 3, another wheel broke. So I only have 4 backup wheels, so at this point I only have 2 left. We're only 70 or 80 miles off the coast of the Cape. I said, why don't we turn back, we'll land, we'll get the wheel issues straightened out, and we'll relaunch. It doesn't look that bad, but it's not that great either. So we turned around immediately, and we had a big weather system pushing us out. The swells had grown from like 4 or 5 feet to 7 or 8 feet. The boat would come in and out of the water like this, and the water maker would pulls in the water, but sometimes would pull in air. And so our water, which was previously great, became salinated. Our electrical system went down. Once this happens, we become blind out there. Not only can we not see anybody, they can't see us. And the fact that we were in a pretty busy shipping lane now became like a big problem. And now what was the 3-foot swells are now 10-foot swells. Our communication system was down because the electrical system went down, but we could still use our cell phones because we still actually had Wi-Fi. So I actually physically called the Coast Guard for my telephone.
We got a call for a rowing vessel that was in distress about 70 miles east of us offshore. We had a position that was passed, but we knew that based on the environmentals, they were probably going to get pushed elsewhere.
This one we had everything working against us, from nighttime, quarter-mile visibility fog, heavy precipitation, 25, 30 knot winds, and 10-foot plus waves, going out there to save 4 people out of a 28-foot rowboat. We broke out about 70 feet above the water, so that's, it's definitely pretty low. We do this for training, right? But when we go out and do it operationally, I mean, the pilots did a fantastic job.
Our boat is effectively invisible. We could hear the helicopter all over the place. They had gone around us, gone around us, gone around us.
About a mile out, I'm making call-outs on channel 16, and I finally get a response from them. And I knew that we were close at that point.
Every time a transmission was coming from channel 16, that needle would point in the direction that was coming from.
They actually popped a flare, and that's kind of what drew our attention to them, and we were able to locate them.
All these safety measures we had, it was like, I remember Elizabeth saying, Brian, where are the flares? I'm like, oh yeah, Elizabeth, those are going to really help us out in the middle of the ocean. But she was right, I was wrong.
Getting down the water, swam directly over to the vessel.
Meanwhile, we have to back away so we don't capsize that vessel or interrupt their communication with each other. So there's an increased risk of losing contact and visual of the swimmer, the survivors, and the boat in the water. So for me up front, I'm just hoping that I don't lose contact as they're bobbing in 10-foot seas.
I told them, hey, it's going to be loud and windy. I just need you to stay calm. I got you. Keep your arms and hands inside the basket, and we're going to send you up into the helicopter. And when I went back for the 3rd survivor, and that was John, he hops in the water, and his life vest is not inflated. And he starts panicking that it's not inflating, and I'm just reassuring him, I got you.
We're all good, we're calm, we're relaxed.
The waves are coming over the back of us and over my helmet.
He had me. I would have drowned easily. It was only maybe 50, 60 feet to the basket. Might as well have been 10 miles. But he returned me to my family. I owe him my life.
It was so professional. They got us all up, and like, look at me, like I'm not the easiest guy to get up into the basket.
picked them up, we also knew that we had to get back safely. And really that was just the beginning of the case. Weather was getting worse. The whole area was socked in, it was fog, and ultimately we shot what's called an approach 2 minimums. So we were 220 feet above the ground, just breaking out of the clouds, and landed the aircraft safely.
They knew exactly what they were doing. They were all on the same page. It's just not a more professional organization you can be with.
This sticks with us for life. Yeah, and we get to have one.
That's right.
Thanks to both of you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
John.
many thanks.
Hey.
I'm humbled to be a part of this whole organization. I'm humbled to be a pilot, and meeting the survivors makes me want to work harder and just continue to be there for people that are in distress.